Hey guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we build business, create community, find freedom, and share success. It's another marvelous Monday morning, which means it's time for another money making minute. And this week I got another treat for you. I want to share with you my 5 favorite landscaping tools and why I love them so much. So hang in there, I'll be right back. Guys, real quick before we dive into the subject of this week's video, if you haven't, go by toolmantim.co. That's toolmantim.co to find out everything there is to know about our community here. Follow me on social media, our video platforms, the audio only podcast that I put out, sign up for the monthly newsletter, and of course the most important, go by the shop. I'm not selling anything there, I'm just pointing you in the direction of solutions to problems you might have. Products and solutions that have made me money or saved me money in my handyman business. So, if you have questions for, hey, my kid got paint on vinyl siding, what do I use to clean it up? Or how do I hang this heavy picture without putting any holes in the wall? Take a minute and go by there and check it out. You can find it at toolmantim.shop. Alright guys, so this week I want to share with you my 5 favorite landscaping tools. Things that I love. Hopefully you find something that you really like as well. So, you guys know in the summertime, one of my biggest money-making businesses, things that I do is absolutely landscaping. Love landscaping, love working out in the sun, love working long, hot days. Just always enjoy it. So I want to show you things. Some of you might be like, oh, Tim, I know that. Why are you even talking about it? Well, because it's one of my favorite landscaping tools. Or, geez, I didn't know that even existed. Might be cool too. Just some small things. So, number 1. A round pointed shovel, and not just any round pointed shovel, although this point is coming off. Number 1, it needs to be Tim proof. Everything I buy, my wife coined that term years ago when I was digging out the top of a septic. I looked at her and I said, honey, this is the best shovel you ever bought me. And then the wood handle broke right in half. So she told me from that day forward I needed to buy everything fiberglass. And I have fiberglass, metal, things like that. So here it is. That is my absolute favorite fiberglass handled shovel. Now, number 1, it's got a nice point on it, but number 2, if you can see right there, see these steps? This is what makes it a beast. Now, put it down in there and you can really come onto that. Step on it. You know, the old style shovel that felt like it was going to cut your foot in half when you push down on it? Don't even waste your time. You can get some of these big, heavy earth mover ones that even have a little bit of sides on them. But for what we do, number 1, a good sharp point. Now, you may, a lot of people end up filing those down and making them sharp again. I just tend to throw them away once I wear them out. We do quite a bit of work with it. But for me, it's got to be a fiberglass handle. It's got to have these heavy steps, and it's got to be nice and pointed and a nice wide area, because with this, the biggest thing we're normally doing is either digging out holes or more than likely moving some topsoil. So you want to be able to grab as much as you can and just do it. So, number 2 is another shovel. And you might say, well, Tim, this is not a fiberglass handle. And you would be absolutely correct. I bought this on a whim about a year ago. I went to my local crappy tire and I was in desperate need of something that worked better for unloading gravel and unloading mulch and things like that. This is a square-headed shovel. And of course, there's a tool for every job. And something that I realized really quick when we started getting into hauling decorative gravel and things like that was that the pointed shovel, number 1, you killed the hell out of the end of it. You'd bend the point off, you'd wear it off really quick, and it just didn't fly very good. And it wouldn't get down, especially when the pile got low or even was a little bit higher. It wouldn't dig into the gravel or the mulch very well at all. So I started looking for a square-headed shovel. And you know what? It really, really works. So if you've got decorative rock you need to haul or you need to unload, this is the beast. It slides in. There's no work involved. Well, of course there's work, but the fact that it's square, it slides in underneath that aggregate, picks it up, and you can throw it. Works really well with mulch as well. Although I just recently seen an Instagram hack video that said to use a broad fork or a pitchfork for mulch, and it looked like it worked really good too. But if you don't have one of those, get yourself a square-headed shovel. I'm going to get a couple more of these, but they're going to be Tim proof. But I had to show you this. This was something I learned last summer in the heat after we wore out the point of the longest serving member of my fiberglass handled tool family. We wore it out to an inverted V, so it was time to find something a little bit better, and this has been the beast. So, number 3, and this is honestly my favorite, and this is a fiberglass rubber coated handle, which it's not the handle I'm excited about. I'm going to show you. This is the kind of hybrid, weird designed leaf rake right here. And I absolutely love this beast. Love it. It works so good. I'm going to bring that in and show you there. So basically, this is, I'll bring these in. These are like bent sheet metal tines on the fork, or on the rake. And I have used a lot of other rakes with the little tiny narrow leaf rakes. And what this does so much better than all the rest is it digs in. And we use our rakes a lot for either getting up old wet leaves or kind of dethatching in the springtime. So we ended up doing that, and I bought one of these on a whim. I'd seen them. I thought, this is really cool. I really like it. And, oh, I didn't mention, yeah, anyway, you'll see where they're connected. It's quite big and thick. But basically, these were a really cool looking rake, and I thought, I got to get one. And you know what? I bought one on a whim, and I fell in love with it. I was a little worried about this plastic here because it is a plastic kind of frame. I don't like plastic on my hand tools, but this guy is into its 3rd year of service, and it's held up well. And this year, with my son working with me, we used to fight over who got to use this. And so I ended up buying the second one because we like it so much. And our other rakes just sit there lonely and dusty and dirty in the corner because nothing works better than this. They pull a pile of leaves better than a normal yard rake. They dethatch and pull up more than a normal yard rake, and you can put way more pressure in them. And this entire piece is cut out of one piece of sheet metal. So it's hard to appreciate how it works, but you're not going to bend and break the tines off and get all crazy and wacky like the other ones do. So for what it's worth, look for these. This is a Garant brand. That's, I think, mainly a Canadian brand, but there is, I'll put the link in the description below. I think it's a razor something that Home Depot carries in the US. So if you're looking for something like that, Home Depot has one. There's nothing on Amazon in the US that I've been able to find like this, but I love this design. So if you can find this design, go out and get one. All right, number 4 is my most recent purchase in my landscaping business. It's something that I have wanted for a long time, and I finally broke down and spent I think it was about $50 again at Princess Auto for this beast right here. I'll see if you can appreciate how wide that is. That is a landscaping rake. Now we do a ton of soil. One of my big money makers in the summertime is rehabbing front lawns that have been dug up from water lines. And it's a real pain in the ass to get that soil level and spread. So I finally broke down. I've been eyeing one of these up for a while. I've seen some big landscaping companies who have them. And you know, it wasn't super expensive, but like I said, it was about $50. And of course, it has a nice fiberglass handle, so it's Tim-ish proof. And if you can see, let me show you the teeth, nice and wide. Then it has a nice straight bar up here. This thing is incredible. I leveled out the kids' pool pad this year. It took me no time at all. We did a rental just out of town, rehab the water main break there. This thing just spreads soil like a dream. If you want to pull big amounts, you can use the teeth. And if you kind of hold loose pressure on it, it'll just spread things really, really nice. And then you've also got this flat edge that just pulls. And I'm telling you, this is great. A little bit of a learning curve, but not much. 10 minutes in, and you have figured out exactly how to use it. Now, is this tool for everybody? No. But if you do any amount of soil spreading, any amount of sand spreading, anything like that, is definitely worth looking at. Now, the final one is something I have not spent a penny on since I've started my business. It's an indispensable tool that I use in the landscaping business 24/7. And it is, drum roll please, the everyday average Rubbermaid garbage can. Now, you might say, oh, well, anyway, I've never bought one of these. I end up collecting these. We go to the landfill, there's always 2 or 3 sitting there that people have left behind. We go to do a garbage cleanup for somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I got 2 or 3 garbage cans in there that need to go. We just stack them. I use them for eaves trough cleaning, gutter cleaning, so I can dump the debris in there when I come down with a smaller pail. But what these are really, really good for is quick leaf cleanup. So we do if there's a lot of leaves, we do a quick rake into a big pile, and then we drop that to the ground and we scoop the leaves in like that. I don't have the money or the budget for one of them great big leaf vacuums that are attached to like a dump truck or anything yet, but so instead of trying to dump them into a bag and then throw the bag into the truck, we scoop them loose into there and then dump them loose into the truck or the trailer. Saves a ton of time. We use them for picking up debris after windstorms, so like branches and stuff like that. It's just absolutely indispensable. I use these more than almost anything else. And they're just great. And they have a bit of a squish to them, so you can kind of push them down so they get flat and you can get more in them really quick. And you just don't have to worry about trying to bag, or it's just anything you can find that'll save you time. And of course, time is money. Make you more money that way is the way to go. And for us, I use the most inexpensive, everyday, average Rubbermaid garbage cans that I just find either at the landfill or customers just say, please throw those out when you're done. So I throw the garbage out, then I bring them back. I got a bunch out back for my scrap copper that I've cut off of different appliances and things like that. They have a million uses, but for landscaping, the big thing is leaf and debris collection, and they work great. So that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for dropping by. I love talking about tools, and I love sharing with you things that have made me a little more money in my business or saved me time, one or the other. So if this video gave you a little bit of value, take a minute, share it on your social platform of choice. And as always, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.